Ladies and gentlemen, my name is John Gebhard, and welcome to my channel, ERB Sports, a channel dedicated to my three favorite hobbies. Eating. I'm the 39th ranked eater by Major League Eating. I compete in our annual shrimp cocktail eating contest in downtown Indianapolis every time the Big Ten championship game comes to town. I even got on our local news once for eating in a donut hole eating contest, which was quite fun. Ripping, basically anything sports cards related, sometimes finding the most odd places to rip cards, collecting anything Steph Curry related, or all Wisconsin sports players. And sometimes, I might even meet up with friends in the parking lot for a rip of Bowman Mega Boxes. And the final thing that this channel is dedicated to is betting. Betting on sports, betting on racing, betting on golf, you name it. I love all of them. So join me on this journey to celebrate these hobbies with you. Welcome back, ERB Sports fans. It is John. I'm here with yet another video. And in this video, I'm going to take a look at 2021 rookies from Major League Baseball. Who's hot, who's not. Stick around. This is going to be a fun one. And I want to thank everybody for subscribing to the channel. We are almost nearing 100 subscribers. We're only 4 away the last time I checked. So close. Hopefully hit 100 subscribers before we end the weekend. So I really want to get going on building this channel and building it to be special for all of you. Got an eating contest coming up. We've got an IndyCar race tomorrow night. Going to be betting on that. Really looking forward to some upcoming cool content and sharing it with you guys. So thanks again. Let's get into this video. So in this video, I'm just going to show you a couple cards that I pulled out, and we're going to talk about each rookie, what their WAR is, batting average, ERA, home runs, you name it. So first on the list here, Alex Kirilloff. Remember him last year from Series 2? Alex Kirilloff has a negative .3 WAR with 3 home runs and bats .250 this year. Not exactly stellar, but I heard he's been hurt. And so we'll give him a pass for now. Keep an eye on him for years to come. But in this year, definitely not a guy that you want to be targeting. Next up, Bobby Dahlbeck. Bobby Dahlbeck actually has a negative WAR this year. He does have 11 home runs, but he's batting a mere .210 for the Boston Red Sox. And that is just not going to get it done when you're looking for rookies. This was one of my favorite guys last year, Sam Huff. He's actually not even played this year. He might play eventually, they might call him up, but I think he's still in the Rangers farm system. Hopefully he gets traded to another team and can pick up somewhere else. I think the Rangers are really deep at catcher, which will make it very difficult for him to get some playing time going forward. Next up, we got Christian Pache, or Posh. Christian Pache got traded in the offseason right before the season started to the Oakland A's. He has been playing, but his WAR is really not very good. He's got a minus .5 WAR with 2 home runs, and he's batting a mere 160. Oakland is a tough ballpark to hit in, but 160 again, not exactly a guy that you want to have your eye on. I think there was a lot of hype on this guy at one point. He still is relatively young, so keep an eye on him. He is going to get a lot of playing time in Oakland, which will definitely bode well for him in the future if he does want to stay in the major leagues. Our next rookie we're going to look at is Alec Bohm. Alec Bohm has a .2 WAR this year with 8 home runs and is batting .288. Not bad. Definitely better than where he was last year, but I think the position where he plays at third base, it's a very deep position, so unless he has very good defensive statistics, he's just not ever going to have a very good WAR. Again, maybe he can fix his defensive liabilities. I think he actually probably has a negative WAR for defense relative to his pretty decent offensive statistics. So Alec Bohm coming in there. Next we got Casey Mize. Casey Mize, I believe, has been hurt all year. I don't know that he even has a WAR. His WAR going into this video was a minus .1. He was 0-1 with a 5.4 ERA. Joe Adell. Joe Adell has been in the major leagues to start the year. I believe he is now sent down to the minors. He might have come back up to the major leagues, but he has a minus .7 WAR with 4 home runs and he bats .227. Next we got Deivi Garcia. Deivi Garcia for the New York Yankees, I believe. Deivi Garcia has a, I believe, minus No, that's the different that's a different Garcia on my list. Debbie Garcia does have a negative WAR. Must have lost track where I had him written down, but Debbie Garcia has a negative WAR, and I don't think he is somebody that you're going to definitely want to collect. We already talked about Christian Pache. I just thought that photo looked cool because it had the Santa hat on it. It was a short print. Tariq Skubal, a decent rookie. He's on the IL now. I think his season is pretty much over. He did have a 1.5 WAR. He was 7-8 with a 3.52 ERA for the Detroit Tigers. Andrew Vaughn has really good statistics, but his WAR does not show it. Andrew Vaughn has a 0.5 WAR, and he is batting 300 with 13 home runs at the present. Jonathan India, last year's Rookie of the Year, hasn't had a great season this year. Jonathan India is at a minus 0.5 WAR with 8 home runs, and he's batting 244 for the putrid Cincinnati Reds. Next, we got Jared Kelenic. This guy's had multiple chances now to make it to the big leagues. He is currently, I believe, in the minors again. He has a horrible statistical line this year with a minus 0.4 WAR, 4 home runs, and he's batting a mere 124. That is awful. Next, we got a camo that I pulled out of an update box for the rookie debut, Ian Anderson. Now, Ian Anderson is 10-6 this year. He does have a 0.1 WAR, but his ERA recently has swelled to a 5 ERA, which when you're coming off a World Series title for the Atlanta Braves, that is going to get you sent down to the minors, which is where he currently resides. Next up, we got Ryan Mountcastle. Ryan Mountcastle's had a steady year. He's a 0.9 WAR with 16 home runs, and he's batting 250. On the step in the box and myself, the batter up with Brett and John, I managed to pull this Hyper last night out of a blaster box and found a couple other cards that were worth sharing. We got Joey Bart up next. Remember on my channel that we did pull this out of a blaster box very early on, I think on like the 3rd video. This one is numbered out of 99, 38 out of 99. Joey Bart has had a up and down season. Again, he's similar to Ryan Mountcastle. He's got a 0.9 WAR with, I believe, 5 home runs, and he's batting 231. So these next guys that we're going to get into, these are sort of the cream of the crop when it comes to the WAR that we have for all the rookies from last year. And these are exactly in the order that they are. So working from kind of worst to first. And I'm telling you right now, first place is going to surprise you. It surprised me. The first 2 actually surprised me. So let's stay tuned, folks. Coming in, I can't remember exactly how many, about 15th place, we've got Dane Dunning. Dane Dunning had a 1.3 WAR. He's 3-6 with a 4 ERA. Not exactly great. Leody Taveras had a solid 1.4 WAR with 3 home runs, and he's batting 298. Not too bad for Leody Taveras there. Tanner Houck for the Boston Red Sox. Tanner Houck, who I managed to pull this Meyer Purple out of a blister pack last year. He is 1.6 WAR with a 5-4 record and a 3.15 ERA in a very tough division in the AL East. Next up, coming in with a 1.8 WAR, we've got Dylan Carlson with 8 home runs, batting 243 for the St. Louis Cardinals. There was rumors that he was on the trade block at the trade deadline. I believe he's still a Cardinal, and hopefully we'll see better days ahead for Dylan Carlson. Next, we've got Isaac Paredes, also with a 1.8 WAR. I think most of his WAR was earlier in the season. Isaac Paredes has a 1.8 WAR with 14 home runs, and he's batting 220 for the Tampa Bay Devil Rays. Christian Javier, on the other hand, pretty solid for the Houston Astros. Christian Javier has a 2.2 WAR with a 7-8 record and a 2.96 ERA. Now here we're getting kind of the top 10. These are sort of the cream of the crop, and you're going to want to pay attention to this one. So coming in, I believe at number 9 or 10, we've got Jazz Chisholm here on the gold foil from the Series 2 Jumbo box last year. Jazz Chisholm has a 2.5 WAR with 14 home runs, and he's batting 254. Jazz Chisholm's biggest issue is he cannot stay on the field. He's been hurt, and he is very, very flashy, which many people believe is sort of detracting from his focus, which they believe if he focused more, he could be one of the best rookies in this class for years and years to come. But Jazz Chisholm, still a pretty solid start from him. In our number 8 or 9 spot, depending on how you want to count this, we've got Tristan McKenzie of the Cleveland Guardians. String Bean himself has a 2.8 WAR with an 8-9 record, and he has a 3.1 ERA. So pretty solid stuff from Tristan McKenzie. Again, I think that's a pretty tough division, but really surprised to see him pretty high up on the list. Next, we have Brady Singer. Pulled this last night in a break with Step in the Box Brett out of a blaster box. We were having a little box battle. Brady Singer has a 3 WAR with a 6-4 record, and he has a ERA of 3.29 for the Kansas City Royals. Not too bad there from Brady Singer. Alek Manoah, who plays for the Toronto Blue Jays, he is off to a very, very solid start of his career. Has a 3.1 WAR with a 12-6 record and a 2.71 ERA. That is really solid stuff. I believe he actually played in the All-Star game. So very good things to come for Alek Manoah here with the purple parallel that we got out of a update mega box last year from Target. Dalton Varsho. This one surprised me a bit. It has a 3.2 WAR with 16 home runs, although he is batting .241 for the Arizona Diamondbacks. Dalton Varsho, I pulled this out of a hobby box that I opened on Thanksgiving Day last year, and I think this one is numbered 144 out of 150 on the on-card auto from Dalton Varsho. When I opened this at the time, I thought this is a trash bag auto, but now that he is 6th in the league in total WAR for this year, not too bad. Not too bad indeed. Ke'Bryan Hayes, this one's probably no surprise to many people. You probably expected him to be on the top of the list. Ke'Bryan Hayes is a very, very good defensive player. There's a highlight that was on Twitter a couple weeks ago when they were playing the Milwaukee Brewers. He ended regulation with a double play where he snagged the ball, tagged the guy out at third base, so with bases loaded, very, very easily could have been a double down the line. Ke'Bryan Hayes has one heck of a glove and a laser arm. That is definitely going to bode well for him in WAR. Ke'Bryan Hayes' statistics for the year, he has a 3.4 WAR with only 6 home runs and a .251 batting average. I believe he does have over 25 doubles, which is good to see. Ke'Bryan Hayes is never going to be a power hitter, but I think he has a chance to really be a good, solid contributor for the Pittsburgh Pirates, and hopefully in years to come, he'll continue to get better and better. Now we're into our top 4. So the next guy we've got is Alejandro Kirk. I think this is the new Pudge, if I'm not mistaken. This guy is 5'8", 250 pounds. He's a catcher for the Toronto Blue Jays. Alejandro Kirk was in the All-Star game. Alejandro Kirk's WAR this year was a 3.6 so far with 12 home runs, and he's batting .300. Really solid stuff from Alejandro Kirk. I think many people were saying he could be a dark horse as far as an emergent rookie that could be really solid coming up in years to come from 2021. So really excited to see what he can do. Hopefully he's in the All-Star game for many years to come. Our next 2, we have actually got a tie for second. Actually, no, I take that back. These 2 are tied for third. I actually just gave it away. So tied for third, we've also got Jake Cronenworth for the San Diego Padres. Fernando Tatis being hurt definitely bodes well for his playing time. He has a 3.6 WAR with 12 home runs, and he's batting .240. Not exactly great, but pretty good defensively, and I think that's definitely what's keeping his WAR quite high. All right, so now let's get into the top 2, and these 2 surprised me. So coming in at number 2 for WAR this year is Ha-Seong Kim. Now, who is Ha-Seong Kim, you might ask? Ha-Seong Kim is the shortstop that currently is playing in place of Fernando Tatis, who was hurt and is now suspended. He's been playing everyday shortstop for the San Diego Padres, and he has been delivering. He's taking full advantage of it with a 3.7 WAR with 6 home runs, and he's batting .257. Not exactly great average, but defensively he is, again, like Ke'Bryan Hayes, really solid. definitely good to see him get some playing time. He is a little bit on the older side. I believe he was born in 1995. Not exactly too old, but he's older because he came over from a Japan league. But keep an eye on Ha-Seong Kim going forward. He could definitely be a dark horse years to come of somebody that has a really, really good future. You saw what Shohei Ohtani did. Now, obviously, Ha-Seong Kim is not a pitcher, but Ha-Seong Kim is a Japanese player, and I think in the hobby, those are definitely players that are always going to have collectability because they are global. You saw what happened with Ichiro. You saw what happened with Seiya Suzuki. You saw what happened with Hideki Matsui. And the list goes on and on of Japanese ball players that came over to the U.S., played well, and definitely made a career and were kind of global icons. So really excited to see Ha-Seong Kim and definitely look forward to a couple years to come. This is a gold that I got out of I think I got it out of a mega box last year, numbered 17-15 out of 2021. And we are down to our final card. This guy leads last year in WAR. I didn't believe it when I saw it. I don't know that he's the flashiest player. I doubt that he will stay this way for his career, but you never know. Sometimes these guys can surprise you. But Andres Jimenez, who was traded from the Mets to the Indians right before the season last year, has a 5.1 WAR with 14 home runs, and he's batting .310 for the Cleveland Guardians. So how about that? Of all the rookies that you had to choose from, who had Andres Jimenez leading this year at this point in time on August 18th or 19th, whatever today is? Who had Andres Jimenez as your leader in the clubhouse for WAR for the 2021 rookie class? I sure as heck didn't. But anyway, guys, that's the video. Real quick flip through some of the highlights of 2021. Had to do a little bit of digging tonight to find these cards for you guys, but really hope you enjoyed that really quick overview of 2021. I haven't forgotten about these guys yet, and this is about the time when you want to start digging these guys up and figuring who's probably going to be a guy that kind of emerges out. There's a couple guys I didn't mention, and I'll just kind of rattle a few of them off. We did not mention Trevor Rogers. Trevor Rogers plays for the Miami Marlins. He has a negative .9 WAR with a 4-10 record and a 5.85 ERA. Many people were very high on him, and he's played absolutely awful. Jose Barrero, who in his rookie card is called Jose Garcia for the Cincinnati Reds. I believe he's still in AAA Louisville. Has a minus .4 WAR with 2 home runs, and he's batting .188. And Nick Madrigal has a .2 WAR with no home runs, and he's batting .236. Clark Schmidt has a .9 WAR with a 4-2 record and a 2.4 ERA. And that will Keibert Ruiz playing for the Washington Nationals after he got traded from the Dodgers, has a 1.1 WAR with 6 home runs and is batting .242. So there you have it, folks. Real quick flash through 2021, a trip down memory lane. I'll check in a bit, and stay tuned for more videos coming up, and see you next time.